At the beginning, we knew very little about how the surrogacy process worked. There's so many steps in the process that have to go right? Mm-hmm. Bringing a new life into the world.
Babies are being born all the time, and we, I think particularly as two men, we just assume that happens and it's easy and, it's just one of those things. But we definitely realize it's a more complex process.
I'm really glad that we took that time to really think about it and not feel any sort of time pressure, but we really, I think, were thoughtful about taking this next step.
We went through the IVF process twice, and the first time we weren't super successful. And then we also had matched with a surrogate prior to Victoria and went through 2 transfers that were initially successful, but then it just didn't turn out.
But I think in that process, you learn about not only how emotionally taxing can be. You hear about couples just one day like, oh, I'm pregnant, like it's so easy.
Pretty soon after that happened, that Amy reached out and said, there's someone who was matched that got dropped, and I just wanted to put it out there that this is a possibility. We went ahead and met Victoria, and that was a good decision.
And so now we have both. At the very beginning, I think we had a common understanding of what we each wanted, not only during the pregnancy, but also afterwards. And I think that really helped to frame the relationship.
When I read Danny and Jason's profile, I knew that they were the right fit for me being their surrogate, because I was really interested in how their love story developed, the morals that they believed in and what they wanted as a family together. And then once we met together for dinner with Amy, it was just like, it was perfect. It was like a perfect match.
We got the call at, I think, 4:15 in the morning that Victoria was going into labor. We're gonna get to the hospital quick or we're gonna miss it. So I think it was the fastest we've ever gotten out of the house. For sure.
Probably.
Yeah. Amy was there to greet us and kind of walk us through the steps and keep us up to date on what was going on. And then it was probably around 9 o'clock when Beau was born.
9 exactly.
9 exactly.
Yeah.
And
Beau's birth for me was amazing and scary all at the same time. Again, it's like I think for two men, you don't really realize, what is involved.
He's actually real. He's actually here.
2 was always the plan. And we, it was more kind of trying to think through the timing of that. And we were pretty much, we had that kind of sorted and had this potential opportunity. And we just weren't really sure. We got to talk with Cheyenne. And it was in talking with you that, our minds kind of went into more of an ease. Because we were like, you're giving this baby over to someone to take care of for 9 months.
I knew that Jason and Danny would be the right fit for a couple of reasons.
She wanted to work with a gay couple so that she could, demonstrate to her own children the different ways that a family could come to fruition. So that was really a poignant comment that kind of stuck into our minds. I was like, wow, that's such it comes from a different place. You don't come across that type of a statement. In addition to all the other great things about Cheyenne, of course, but that was one in particular that resonated with me, that made me think, wow, I really want to know more.
Surrogacy in general sort of presents this opportunity to show other people that families are made in all kinds of ways. But it was very easy. The conversation was easy. We related lifestyle-wise and fell in line with prenatal care and health choices, and that's really important in a match. So
Using West Coast surrogacy, especially for this journey, I felt like Amy knew exactly that we needed to be there for each other. I had a similar experience, with being a same-sex couple and the process that we went through. I think it helped with the process that they were going through. You don't get pregnant on the first try, and you try and you try and you try and you just don't give up. And that's something that I feel like the agency really did for us is, they listened to us, they knew what we wanted, and it clicked to Amy that, this is a perfect match, they have to meet, and that's exactly what it was.
I think it was really important for us that we felt comfortable with the process and that we didn't feel any pressure and that the agency and the people that we were working with really had our as intended parents, our best interests in mind. And I think the patience and the level of expertise, as well as the experience level and the level of integrity throughout the process, and how everyone is being treated with respect and dignity and consideration was really integral in our minds of who we wanted to work with.
It would be hard to imagine not having an ongoing relationship with the person who has carried your baby for 9 months. I just can't even imagine, honestly. Victoria is a part of our family. That's just how it will be. And, we in those moments when you're going through the day and you can take a picture or something happens, you think, oh, I'll send this picture off to Victoria. It pops into your head, and it pops into your head because you're connected. And we are connected, and I know that we always will be. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that because that was very, very important to us, that whoever would be the person that would do this with us would stick around and be part of our story, and that's what we have. So
yeah, I definitely feel very fortunate for our family, and in terms of our relationship afterwards, as Jason was saying, I can't even imagine not having a relationship with our baby's surrogate mother.
Yeah.
I think just to be able to give recognition and honor to that, I think is now I'm getting choked up. Is really important for us. This would not be possible for a two male household without altruism from amazing women like Cheyenne and Victoria. So, it's a whole nother level of thankfulness. My favorite time of the day is actually waking up. When he wakes up, I pick him up in the morning, and I open the door, and the first thing he does is he greets me with a huge smile. He's like, "I'm ready to start the day." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." And so that for me is really special, and that it's great to be able to have that feeling every day.
My favorite part of the day is we have different roles, and so Danny gets Bo up in the morning, and I put him to sleep at night. And so at night, when he's having his last bottle and the lights dim and it's him and I, and he's nestled in, it's just everything else kind of fades away, and I'm reminded of what's happening in that moment.